Hello, I'm Michael Healy. It's been a while since I made a YouTube video. I'm going to try to revive my channel. And I'm going to start with something that's very dear to my heart, Tolkien's writings. Anyone who's seen the channel before or who knows me fairly well can tell you that I am a big Tolkien fan. And for several years now, I've noticed there's been some YouTube videos that have claimed that Gandalf screwed up, that he should have had the eagles fly Frodo to Mount Doom and just drop the ring in from the air. And then there have also been people who claimed that was Gandalf's plan all along, and that when he said, "Fly, you fools," everyone misunderstood. These theories are both wrong, because both of them are based on misconceptions that come from decisions Peter Jackson made while making the movies and have no relation to what Tolkien wrote. So, I'm going to try to set the record straight. And the first thing we need to know is that only in the movies is Gandalf actually able to summon the eagles. In The Hobbit, he does not summon them. In The Hobbit, they simply have been watching and are aware that the goblins are, at first they just became aware that the goblins were chasing the Fellowship and came to their rescue because they've just been keeping an eye on things and noticed that. And then later they show up at the Battle of Five Armies again because they were just watching the goblins gather their armies and were aware of what was going on and knew that their help was needed. But then there's another point. Only in the movies does Gandalf whisper to the little bug or whatever it is and tell it to go bring the eagles. In Fellowship of the Ring, chapter 2 of book 2, that is the Council of Elrond, Gandalf reports, among other things, that on his way to see Saruman, he ran into Radagast and said to Radagast, "Send out messages to all the beasts and birds that are your friends. Tell them to bring news of anything that bears on this matter to Saruman and Gandalf. Let messages be sent to Orthanc." And he also says that Radagast did just that. And so it was really Radagast who got the eagles involved in Lord of the Rings. It was at Gandalf's request, but it was Radagast who actually did it, in the mistaken belief at the time that Saruman was still on their side. And it was only because Radagast did as Gandalf asked that the eagle, Gwaihir, was later able to find Gandalf on top of Orthanc and rescue him. So Gandalf did not summon the eagles. At his request, Radagast convinced the eagles to get involved, but it was Radagast who did it. So that's one problem with the theory. Gandalf did not have the power to summon the eagles. The second problem with the theory is that it overlooks what is actually said at the Council of Elrond in the books. Specifically, Elrond says, "It seems to me now clear which is the road we must take. The westward road seems easiest, therefore it must be shunned. It will be watched. Too often the elves have fled that way. Now at last we must take a hard road, a road unforeseen. There lies our hope, if hope it be. To walk into peril, to Mordor, we must send the ring to the fire." So let's stop and analyze this. Elrond is saying that the elves should not sail into the west to get help defeating Sauron, because that would be too easy and Sauron would expect it and send out spies. But what else would be easy? Flying in on the backs of eagles. So by the same logic, that's the wrong approach to take. Sauron would expect something like that. The whole reason they decide to send Frodo to Mount Doom on foot is because that's the last thing Sauron would expect. This is crucial in understanding why this whole claim is mistaken. The whole plan that Elrond set in place at the Council of Elrond and that Gandalf set in place was based on secrecy and on doing something that Sauron would not expect. Just as Sauron would have expected fleeing to the west for help, he would have expected help from the eagles. Maybe that's why he had the Nazgul. Maybe that's why he gave the Nazgul flying mounts and not just horses. Maybe it was to be prepared to fight the eagles. Because Sauron would have remembered the first stage of Middle-earth, the events of the Silmarillion. He would have remembered that the eagles fought on the side of the elves. He's not stupid. Well, okay, he's not entirely stupid. He's not stupid when it comes to political and military matters. He's stupid when it comes to other things. He has no idea about other things, but when it comes to political and military matters, Sauron's not stupid. The problem is those are the only things he thinks about, and that's why he gets defeated. Because someone sneaking into Mordor and trying to destroy the ring doesn't occur to him in his wildest dreams. So that's really the key here. No, they can't fly in the eagle. Sauron would expect that. He'd have the Nazgul watching for it. And then, I mean, it might have been cool to have an air battle between eagles and Nazgul, but in a way, we did get that during the final battle anyway. And risking everything on one battle is not the plan either. As Elrond also observes, nobody in Middle-earth has the strength to resist Sauron militarily. Their hope has to be on something else. So if it was an air battle between eagles and Nazgul before the ring was destroyed, probably the Nazgul would have won at that point. Only once the ring is destroyed, after all, does the battle of the Pelennor, or the Cormallen fields turn. Only then does the battle before the gates of Morgoth turn in favor of Aragorn's army, even with the help of the eagles. So I hope I've laid that claim to rest. And if you like my videos, please do subscribe. Thank you.